There we are. We're live.
We're live.
Here's the we're live.
We're live. We're live. Not yet. Soon.
Ready.
We're almost there. Hey. Hooty-hoo.
All the animals.
Aminals. Aminals. I never felt 60 seconds feel so long in my entire life.
Sounds. I mean,
I can't hear what you're saying.
it's okay. I'm just whispering it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
Welcome.
welcome. And should we lift the curtain?
I think we should.
Okay, I'll lift the curtain right now. Oh my gosh,
Hello.
look, here we are.
Goodness. Crazy seeing you here. What the
Oh my
heck?
gosh. Is that Kayla Winters of the Lunar Radiance Coaching? That's crazy.
It is. It is. And Juhan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, reality switch coaching, right? Oh,
Yeah.
So rad.
I kind of have like subheader envy because yours is longer. I'm gonna put like the reality switch coaching.
Coaching.
Like, just to make it longer. That's it. Yeah.
Like add a couple more like spaces in there. What's
Yes.
up, Toga Eater? Great to have you back. Woo woo.
Toga Eater, choo choo. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know, I just realized that the choo choo, and I was like, oh my gosh, K-pop Demon Hunters. When he's like, you have trains on your pants, like really, choo choo.
Choo choo.
But anyways, I digress.
I still need to watch that. I haven't watched it yet. I know. Terrible. I guess that'll be my homework for next week, and then I can be like, yeah, you remember that part? What did you say?
I just hecked on out of here.
Oh, you're like, bye.
Can you believe that, Toga Eater? Next thing you're gonna tell me that you haven't watched it either. I'm gonna be so sad.
Well, I definitely know that they haven't. But
It's okay. Don't even say anything. I don't want to know. It's too heartbreaking.
too hard.
Anyways,
But let's jump into the show.
Let's
the
get on
show,
with
the stream, all the things.
before my heart.
Yeah, before your heart breaks even anymore. Well,
And I'm gonna
we're
need
here to
some
heal
coaching
hearts
right now.
tonight.
I'm gonna cope with friends who don't watch K-pop Demon Hunters.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know, actually, we're gonna jump off the stream. I can't come back until I've watched it.
Yes, or we're gonna spend a stream just watching K-pop Demon Hunters because that in itself has a lot of life coaching. You know what? I'm gonna make that a topic actually.
Sounds
K-pop
good.
Demon,
Let's add it.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Let's add it.
Oh, anyways, well, we're gonna get into all that. I don't
we'll
want to
get into all that.
Yes,
in a
we'll get
minute.
into all that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hi you guys, welcome again. We are Radiance in Reality Coaching. We are life coaches going live on Twitch. I almost said on stream. On Twitch and YouTube. We are streaming on Twitch and YouTube. And we're so excited. We are so excited to be here this evening with you guys. Again, we're going to be here on Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that PST. So make sure that you set up those notifications, add it to your calendar because we want you here. We want you a part of these conversations. We have so many topics. We are so excited. We're going to go into this later that we're going to share with you. Thank you.
Yes.
You know.
I love it. Yes.
And yeah, so a little bit about our plan for today. We wanted to share a little bit about us, your hosts, Kayla and Juhong. From there, we're going to jump into like, what's the purpose of this stream? What can you kind of expect? What's our vision?
Yep.
We also wanted to share, we wanted to share some of our community guidelines and how to participate with us. It's super important to us as we build this community space here. We're going to do a super fun poll with you guys. We want your engagement here with us. And then we're going to talk a little bit about like what's the difference between therapy and coaching, be able to answer any sort of questions that you guys might have on that, and follow up with like future stream topics and a Q&A. So
wow.
that's the plan.
It's pretty good for a first stream.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
Gonna be a super awesome stream.
Yeah. Whoever came up with this
yeah, they like
amazing.
Freaking killed it. Go them. Also wanted to share that we are sharing with you guys ways that you guys can follow us online. So make sure that you go through all those links. Follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, pretty much anywhere that you can follow. That's where you're going to go and follow us to show your support and get all the updates on upcoming streams and topics. So cool. Anything you want to add, Juhong?
I'm ready to have some fun.
Me too.
And I also love that it will post this whole entire.
It's so long.
But it's really cool. Yeah.
It is cool.
It's really cool.
So don't miss out.
Yes.
Make sure you follow.
Especially our number one fan.
Yeah. We're expecting you to for sure achieve that task. So thanks.
All right. Cool. So
Cool.
welcome. Warm welcome.
Welcome.
Of course, yes. Cool. So we're gonna start with just some full introductions.
Yeah.
I mean, Kayla, you did that whole thing. Do you want to break, or should I ask you, or you want to go first?
No. How about do you want to go first, or you want me to go first? I don't care.
I want to be able to allow you to set healthy boundaries and express how you feel in this moment.
Thanks.
Yes.
So let me articulate how I'm feeling. If you would like to take the mic, I would love to pass it over to you and ask you questions.
Take the mic.
I love it. Beautiful.
Take the mic.
Do we want to do this in like a question format? You want me to like go through we have some questions that we came up that we wanted to go over, both of us. Asking you some questions.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think that like interview kind of thing, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Okay, cool. Okay.
I mean, I am literally here for it, but yes, I'm also
here. You're here for it in many ways.
Yes.
Physically, mentally, spiritually. Love it. Okay, so like we said, we want to do some introductions. So I'm going to ask Juhong some hard-hitting questions to get to know him more. So Juhong, how about you tell us a little bit about, so we want to get filled in on your journey, right? How'd you end up here? But let's go to the beginning. So share with us a little bit about your childhood. Where did you grow up? What was that like?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yes. So starting out, I was born in Minnesota. I was only there for about a year, and then we moved out here to California. Or out here. I'm in California. There you go. Now everybody knows I live in California now.
Yep.
Cali. And so growing up, already a part of my life was just moving around, a lot of change, and just getting used to that. I think even at the age of 1 already, like, all right, we're gonna move states, let's go. And then when I moved out here, I didn't move out here with my parents. I actually moved out here with my grandma. And she's the one who raised me, helped raise me out here. So it was actually, sorry, I always get that reversed. So when I was born, my grandma came out from California to Minnesota to help raise me, left my grandfather behind here in California. And then we came back together, but just me and her. And then I was like raised by my grandparents for like a year or something before my parents came out. And my parents separated.
It's kind of hard to hear you all of a sudden.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So
you said that you came to California with your grandma. Your parents were there, and then a year later they like you guys came all back
something
together.
like that. Yes, yeah. And then so my parents separated when I was 3, and then they also had my younger sister when I was 3, and from that moment, my parents decided to do shared custody. So we were both my sister and I. We either were like at both parents' houses, like if I was with my mom, then she was with my dad, and then we would like switch, or we were moving between households every week, staying with one during the week and then one during the weekends. And both of my parents lived in apartments, and they both decided that when their lease was up, they were going to heckin' move.
Every time.
So both of them moved, like pretty much almost every year. I think my mom stayed in one place the longest, maybe like for like a few years, and then she would move and then whatever. And so I've been to like 8 different elementary schools, which there's not even that many grades, but I think like if you include like kindergarten and stuff like that, so
like traditional elementary school is like K through 5, so it's like 6. So to have been to 8,
then yes,
I feel like just saying if you've been to 6,
like
saying you've been to 2.
I've I'm an overachiever. That's always been a part of who I am. Overachieving.
I'm an overachiever.
I want to have the most diverse childhood and education that I could possibly have. And so there was that, and my childhood was filled with, I got to live in some really nice like townhomes, like the gated communities, and I've also lived in not so great places, I guess kind of like ghetto areas a little bit, and I've been babysat by like so many different people, and I've had a very awesome experience being raised by a community, I guess I would say.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. I think at an early age it got me to see the world in a very different way, and in a lot of different ways, so it was really nice. Unfortunately, because we moved around a lot, I don't think I really picked up the organizational habits that I should have, because I was just like all over the place.
It was like pick up and go there, and like I can't imagine that being turbulent.
And then trying to also be like a big brother and figuring that out while I'm also figuring out my life was a little intense.
Yeah.
So, but here I am.
Love that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Of course.
So you have just one sister, or how many siblings do you have?
Oh, you know what? Yes, I should mention that. I have 4 sisters. One with the same mom and dad, and then 2 with the same dad, different mom. My dad got remarried, and then had 2 more kids.
Awesome. Great. Very cool.
Yeah. It's nice.
I feel like when you're an older sibling, you like naturally are like learning the like mentor, caregiver, I don't know, hat, because you're the older sibling. Did you feel that way or not really?
I think I definitely had like I would say like a protective spirit, where I was like trying to like be there, and I guess in some ways like a mentor, but also just like to have fun, because life was always like just crazy.
Sure.
And then my 2 younger sisters, one of them was born when I was 10, and the other one was born when I was 15. So even at 10, I think I was already trying to like live my own life and be independent and stuff, right? So so I think I tried to be like a mentor, but I was still trying to figure out my own thing, so it was a little hard.
Absolutely.
But
cool. Thanks for sharing all that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So tell us now a little bit about your like professional life, your life, I guess. Do you want to share with us like post high school, like what did you do?
I've had a lot of different jobs. I started out working at the age of 15 at Red Lobster, RIP.
Those good old cheddar biscuits.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so good. And the rice pilaf, also really good. Anyways, and the garlic mashed potatoes. I could go on. After that, I decided to join the military, and I was in the Army National Guard here in California for 6 years as a combat medic. In that time, I did like nursing school. I didn't finish it, but I went to nursing school for a little bit. I worked at a psych hospital for a little over a year. I've been a caregiver for like a few months. I have done like almost everything in the food industry. I feel like I've done bartending, I've been a cook, I've done serving, hosting, all the things. And being a manager at Disney, that's more recent. And then aside from that, I'm obviously starting my own life coaching business. And then also very much recently, working for a nonprofit, helping out with affordable housing and stuff. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you feel like
brief,
you notice like any sort of like pattern of like the roles that you would play within all of your jobs or anything like that?
That is such a great question, because yes, I think always when I look at all of the jobs that I've had, it's always been in some shape or form of helping or serving, whether literally like serving or like helping people out. There's just something about hospitality and helping people to either just have a good time and just focus on having fun, and then also helping people navigate rough trials and challenges through their life too. So yeah, let's say that. Yes, that's been a common thread, I feel like.
I was gonna say, I feel
that's like a good question.
Yeah, I feel like you can see it through all the things that you did. Like there's some sort of caregiving in everything that I feel like I heard you say, which I think can really play into like eventually becoming a life coach.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
This is good. Okay, yeah. And then what's your next question?
Okay, so my next question is going to be, tell us a little bit more about, like, I know you went through a coaching program, like tell us more about, or how did you go like, oh yeah, I'm going to become a life coach. You know, I knew you at the time, like you were working at Disney, like what made you go, this is what I'm going to do now?
So essentially the thing that really started it, for it to really become a thought in my mind, an idea, was that I was teaching. I took over like lead development in our location, and seeing the gap of knowledge for just like basic leadership things like that I thought were basic and I just like took for granted. I was like, oh yeah, like everybody knows this. And when I brought it up, people would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard that before. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. Like there must be a larger community that is very underserved when it comes to just basic, I mean, I would consider just life knowledge, skills, tools, ways to view the world that can be more resourceful. And from that moment, I feel like I decided, okay, like this is what I want to do. I want to teach people. I want to train people. I want to hold workshops, help people build tools. I want to help people ask themselves the powerful questions that they need to answer to get further on in life. Then kind of fast forward a little bit more, and I already knew about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which for anybody who doesn't know, it's essentially like if you imagine language for the mind, to reprogram your mind. And while that sounds really like woo crazy,
it definitely does. It's I feel like for anyone who's not familiar, it doesn't reprogram. You're gonna take like mind control, like you know.
I guess in some ways it could be because you're controlling your own mind, right? Like essentially if you think about things like positive language, using just more positive language with yourself, things like that, reframing. So, oh, well, like, let's say you're at work and someone gives you some feedback, like, oh, well, reframing it instead of going, wow, that person's so mean and like they must hate me. reframing it like, oh, you know what, this person really just is looking out for me and wants me to succeed in my career, so they're trying to help me by pointing out these things so that way I can work on them and whatever the case is. So that's really kind of like what we talk about, your identity, values, beliefs, things like that, making things more clear for yourself. And so I learned about that. I became a master practitioner of NLP, and hypnotherapy and all the other things that kind of come with that.
How many hours does it take to become a master practitioner? Like how do you become, or like, is there something before master practitioner? Like, is master practitioner
okay. Yeah. So I got my degree, my certification through a company called Transform Destiny, which I feel like is an amazing training program, training company. And with that, so you get trained in life coaching using their core model, and then you get trained as a hypnotherapist, and then also you learn emotional freedom techniques, which is like the tapping, like energy tapping and stuff. You do the regular practitioner, and all of that together, just the practitioner and the other things that I mentioned, is probably like 2 weeks worth of training, if not more, maybe 3. And then the master practitioner course takes, I think it was like 3 weeks.
Okay, cool.
So altogether, you're looking at like, yes,
like all day, like
correct. Yeah, like you start at, do we start at 10 a.m.? I feel like it was earlier than that, and then you end at 8 p.m.
Wow.
And then
dedication.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a deep dive for sure. Because
well, thankfully you learn how to learn, so it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, still a lot.
Retain and hold.
Yes, and then of course, like anything, you're always learning. So there's all that.
So true. That is so true. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. So did you always have reality switch in your mind, or is that something that came about when you went through that training, or where'd you get reality switch?
So reality switch came from a few things. The main thing was that one day I was like driving to my training, and the movie The Greatest Showman, I was listening to like one of the songs from there, which I think is, I don't remember, but in there's a lyric, and it's like, you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest day. And it like triggered something in me, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like this is it, like flipping a switch. Like you can literally change your reality like you're flipping a switch, which is like the reframing process, right? And it's so quick and it's so simple, although it can be challenging because of all the things, right? But that's kind of where that came from. And then also, I really like Doctor Strange and like the Marvel Cinematic Universe when they start talking about like the different timelines and all that stuff, and like all the Loki stuff. So the different timeline thing, I was like, well, you know what, if you can flip your reality like the flip of a switch, and then you can also, if there's multiple timelines and it's all based on the decisions you make, then couldn't you then just decide that this is going to be the reality that you get to be your most successful, most happiest, most whatever self that you want? So that's where that came from.
I love that. That's awesome. So tell us more about you as a life coach, your brand, and what really, I mean, we've heard your journey so far. We obviously know you care about helping people, supporting them. What else helps inspire you to help people?
I think now, I mean, kind of so I was also a trainer at Disney, and I think it really comes from that place of when you see the light bulb go off like in people's minds, and you're just like, oh my gosh, they got it, like they had that breakthrough. And for coaching, it's that same thing. It's like, I'm like looking for it. I'm like, okay, when are you gonna have this thing that's been stopping you, and this like challenge, that's wall that's been in front of you, and then watching people like break that down, or realizing that there was no wall, you know, if you want to get like very matrixy, like, well, there's no spoon, like, yeah, exactly, it's just there actually is no wall, but helping people kind of get there. That's the part, that's the moment that I would say like inspires me to continue doing this.
Love that. Yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Is there anything else you wanted to share about Reality Switch coaching, or about you as a life coach right now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, other than, I guess, no, I think it's stuff we'll get into either later or
we have a lot
to
talk
streams.
about. So
we do have a lot to talk about, and I want to give you more time to talk.
You're doing great. No, if you want to share. I mean, this is your time. So,
of course, no, yeah. I don't think there's really anything else. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Cool.
But thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So now, if I may ask you some questions.
Absolutely.
It's Kayla Winters of the Lunar Radiance Coaching. So
dang it, I forgot to use some sound effects. I'm mad at myself.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for reminding me.
No.
Well, for everyone who may not know, Kayla loves these sound effects, and she finds them to be very helpful when she's trying to focus. So if you ever want to help her, feel free to put it in the chat, like, hey, I want to give Kayla some help, and then I will make sure that she gets it. It'll be great.
Yeah, just
it'll be wonderful.
Give her the gong, or send her the the honking, or the booing, or the cheering, or whatever sound effects there are. It's funny, I can't even find it on here right now, which is like hilarious for me. Oh no, I found it now. Okay.
It's so funny because when you said give her the gong, I was thinking like in Shrek when he's at the castle, he's like, give him the chair.
Give him the gong. That's
but
so
there's
funny.
no chairs. There's no chairs. Oh man.
There you go.
See, and I have answered the call. See. And it's not me doing it, it's the chat. So
it's the chat.
Yeah, it's not me. So you can't be mad at me.
Yeah.
Anyways. So
like, I might be the hand, but they click the button.
Exactly. I'm just doing my job.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Miss Winters.
Yes.
Of the Lunar Radiance Coaching. First of her name now. What can you help us understand your childhood, and also kind of maybe how you feel like your childhood has kind of shaped who you are now?
Yeah, I feel like a big part of so to give a little preface, I grew up and was raised in the same place here in California. I grew up in a single family home, and there was myself and my two younger siblings. And I also did move around a lot, but it was like all in the same area. So I was like, my parents both grew up pretty poor. Moving around a lot, having just like a lot of, both of their parents were divorced, having multiple marriages, just like a lot of turbulence. And so it was something that was really important for them, was to change that and to provide some more stability and prioritizing education. So, which I am like so grateful for, and like, hell yeah to them, you know, breaking that chain. And so I had the opportunity. Hold on.
Sorry, I was a little late on that one. Okay.
That was okay. You didn't catch me mid-thought, which I appreciate. So I feel super lucky, even though I did move a lot, like from home to home, being able to have like my school stay the same, I like felt so lucky for, because I did kindergarten through like 3 weeks of first grade at one school, and then because at the time we weren't like living in the district or whatever, like could bump us to like a different school, and so they did that to myself and like 4 other students. And so that was actually like in first grade. So I can't even imagine for you. I mean, maybe it just became normal for you. We definitely should talk more about this, but it was hard, like having to like make friends again and be like the outsider kid that like didn't know like the vibes or didn't know like you're new. What do you like?
True.
You're like, I just showed up here. I'm just a kid. Like, I don't know. My parents just dropped me off. Like,
just a kid.
What's up?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine like how hard that was for you. So I do definitely feel, because of that experience, being able to stay at the same school, I was like so grateful for, because it is hard. I grew up in Girl Scouts. I was like heavily involved in Girl Scouts, and I think that played a huge role into me just like caring about volunteering, caring about the community, being invested in the community, learning leadership skills, things like that. I think that definitely played a huge role, and like my confidence too, and just like gaining different skills that I probably would not have like, I mean, I know it might sound ridiculous, like selling Girl Scout cookies really like shapes you, but it does. Like having to get rejected and having to get people to say yes or no to you, and how do you treat that, and going through that experience, and just, yeah, it definitely really shaped me. And also like, you know, you start selling cookies when you're like a little kid, and then you're like in middle school and high school, and you're a different person, and like also like how that experience changes too, right? So anyways, that definitely played a huge part in shaping me. I think another part that really shaped me was the like role of older sister. Was definitely like super big for me, and just being like the first one in my family. And I think my parents, having grown up poor and looking for more stability and placing us in a higher income area, which again, super grateful, because there was so many opportunities and education was incredible. But I definitely like remember like certain things that were different from my house to like my friends' homes, you know? And like them being like, wait, you're moving again? What? You know, like that wasn't even like a thought for them. They don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Or even the things coming to like you know, where I grew up, everybody went to college. You didn't go to college. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, going to community college was like a huge like source of shame. Not going to like a UC or like Berkeley or, you know, like that was also like a place of shame. I was actually talking to my cousin about this too the other day, when he was like, I didn't understand why you went to the school that you did too. Because I was like, what? You're not even gonna go to like a UC? What do you mean? You know, that was very much like the environment that I grew up in. It was just like a lot of shaming, I feel like, and a lot of not understanding that people are coming from different places. And I was a first gen college student, and like my parents didn't know what the hell they were doing, but the expectation was everyone else in the community that grew up, their parents all were doctors, lawyers, blah, 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 blah. They have all the resources, or they're going to pay for somebody that has the resources to like handle that for them. Right. And then I'm just like, again, I'm just a kid. Like, I don't know. People are saying this stuff about college. I don't know, you know? So it definitely, there were moments of feeling not enough, unworthiness. Yeah, just it was an interesting environment to grow up in. I definitely do think in lots of ways it did push me to like strive for better, but it really did later on in my life. I now have the opportunity to identify what does success mean to me, what does enough mean to me now, not from what everyone else is saying and what everyone dictates as like enough and good enough and success. And that's something I take a lot of pride and ownership, and a huge thing that I feel really passionate about, of like empowering other people to be able to determine their version of success and their version of enough and their version of a great life. So yeah.
I don't know why it didn't go very
Clap for
long.
myself. No, I'm just kidding. So it's like a little bit about like I guess my childhood and things that like influenced me and
no, thank you for sharing. Honestly, and it's interesting also seeing that, you know, it's even though maybe our lives were different, obviously, yes, they were different. But actually, and I don't think I shared this really in my childhood stuff, but it seems like we went through a lot of similar stresses of like, you know, oh well, I have like, and obviously I'll say what I think, and then you can add your part of it.
Sure.
Because I want you to be able to speak your truth in your life.
Thank you.
Because growing up for me, there was this like drive, like, oh, I had to be better, but not necessarily better than like my peers because I had to keep up. It was like, oh well, I just have to be better than where I'm at or something like that, if that makes sense. Like, and my family, I mean, also not necessarily well off, but a lot of my friends, I feel like we're kind of in the same boat, like economically, where we're all like kind of either lower middle class or middle class. Although it is funny now that I think about it, because in those moments when I was living, so I lived in like the townhome, like really nice area when I was in like 3rd and 4th grade, I think, or 4th and 5th grade. And I had that feeling of like, I went to my friend's birthday party, and first of all, their house was huge. It was beautiful, like nice, like tiled floor was like just like amazing. There's marble everywhere, whatever. And then we went to this really fancy laser tag place. I think it was the first time I'd ever done laser tag before. And it was just like way crazy. And I was just like, wow, this is awesome. They had huge TVs, whatever, like all this stuff.
Sure, right. Like those things that, again, when you're a kid, like that's like, and like when adults talk about it too, right? Like, oh, that means they're successful, or like, wow, you know, then you're like, as a kid, you're like, wow.
Right? Yeah. And I think even in my townhome, like when I had like I guess my mom actually told me it was like the first birthday party I ever had, like at a home with like friends over and stuff. I didn't realize it. But even then I had this kind of like, oh, but you know, like it's not as like crazy as theirs. So cool. Like, oh, we're just doing this at home. Like, I don't think I necessarily acted on that stuff, but I'm curious more about your life and your experience with like, I guess what it seems like to me is like this like in really intense keeping up with the Jeffersons, whatever. It's like that really like, okay, like even though you're there, you're different, but you're all the same and maybe even look the same or whatever. Like, but now there's this like added stress of, well, now you have to be like us and you have to do the things we do, even if whatever you can't afford it or whatever, things are just different. So kind of, if you could just expand a little more on just like that part of it, that struggle, even at like higher income like area and all that
stuff. I know, and it is sort of because I grew up like I myself was like middle class, absolutely, without a doubt. Like we had food on the table, like all of the things. I did not go without. But it was just like that added like comparison of people that were like higher economically. Does that mean that they are higher status? Depends on how you look at it, right? But I know that my mom definitely really like strived for being like functioning at that level, being at that level, all those things. And that wasn't necessarily like always the reality. Like, for example, we like rented my whole life, essentially, which is why we moved around, right? Because like we might have been somewhere for 3 years and then landlord said, oh, you can't be here, move to the next house, right? My parents like weren't at the capacity to like buy in those areas, but they could rent in those areas, right? And then it came to where my parents were like, we're gonna buy a house now, but we definitely can't afford to live in this area. So we moved like, it's really just 15-20 minutes away, but with traffic, you know, all the things, it could be easily like 45 minutes to like 60 minutes. And we moved into that home that my parents bought, which was like so exciting to finally be like, I remember when I was like, we can paint the walls. Or like we could get a dog. Like I had never had like a pet until I was a senior in high school. And so I like those things that like, again, you grew up because you like rented, like we couldn't put anything on the walls, we couldn't, you know, like all these things, these rules that my mom had. I know when you rent you can do that, but you know, there's
but not to the
extent
you've
been a renter before, you understand you gotta
home.
fix all that and put it back to normal. And my parents were like, the hell. Especially like a kid putting like one thumbtack could turn into like 100 thumbtacks, and then you're like patching up all those holes, right? So anyways, all that to say, like there was, so anyways, my junior year of high school, I was driving back and forth. I was like, had my license and we only had 2 cars. My mom started working again, and essentially like my life looked like being like the taxi cab of the family. So I would drop off my mom at work because she lived closer to our house. Then I would have to drop off my siblings at middle school, which was like, you know, 45 minutes away, and then get myself to high school. I remember my junior year of high school, I was late essentially every single day. And my history teacher at the time, Mr. Richards, I'll never forget, because he couldn't marked me tardy every single day. And like that impacts you at school. He didn't. What a guy. I don't know if he knew. I don't know like what, like I never like told him necessarily. And we didn't say that we moved because we wanted me to be able to stay in the district and like all of that mumbo jumbo. I don't know what it was, but like what a guy to like just give me that grace, because I literally like before school even started was like hustling around, driving all these miles, dropping off kids, and then like it's not like everything was just me. I wasn't just taking myself, like I was taking 3 other people to their places that they needed to be, and then being the pickup, and then I was like working part-time and like all this shit. So anyways, and then again, where I had friends who lived, you know, 5 minutes down the street from school where they've always lived, and never like even knew how to get around our area because, you know, and I'm like, I know all the major freeways around here. I'm doing this. I'm driving kids here, you know, and just like that different like experience, I definitely felt again like different. And then again, that's the time when you're like focusing on colleges and like this and that and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know, just trying to like get through school and like survive and be a person and like be a kid. And like I was in a relationship at the time and like navigating that, and like, you know, there's just like so many pieces. Sometimes like I look back and I'm like, how the hell did I do all that stuff, you know? But I did it. So I think that I eventually learned that like keeping up with the Joneses is not sustainable.
There you go, Joneses.
Whatever. Joneses, whatever, Jefferson, whatever you want to call it.
Whoever they are.
Whoever, those people.
Those
like,
people.
It's not always like peace and love to everybody, but
yes. Boo to the standards and the things.
Boo to the standards, boo to like the thinking that has to be like your reality when like maybe you don't want it to be, maybe it doesn't serve you, like whatever. So yeah, it definitely was really hard. Again, having friends who just like were like, why are you just like not being able to understand, and then being like a kid and being like, I don't know, this is like my life, like why don't you understand? You know,
like stuff like that, like a lot of it when you're a kid, right? Like a lot of that stuff is out of your control. You're just like, I don't know, I'm just living the life that's being dealt to me. Like this is it.
Or like, I mean, I even remember too, like my mom is super great, but she also loves to like do too much and be in over her head, and had 3 kids and was trying to keep up with the Joneses and all the things, and things were falling apart, and like we're not, you know, whatever. wanting to give grace and also shine light on just like the reality that like life was a mess, and that's how it was in my household. Like shit was a mess all the time. It was not like learning how to like take care of things is something I've had to learn into adulthood. Anyways, all of that to say that I used to go to like a church Bible group or whatever, and one of my good friends that I grew up with, her mom would take us, like my good friend, and would take us down there, and we always had to have our Bible and like whatever. And like I would never have my Bible because like who the fuck knows where it is, because it's like, you know. But yeah, but she would like literally be like, why don't you have your Bible? You know, and it's like, I don't know, because my life is a mess, because my mom doesn't know how to like, my mom doesn't have systems like your mom where like things go where they go and then they stay there. Like, but again, you can't like, you just feel the shame and the embarrassment. That's what you feel, right? And you like, you hold that with you, and then you feel shitty, and then you don't really have a reason why, or like you can't, or you're not gonna be like, you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, so you're not gonna be like, well, my shit's a mess, so that's why I'm not able to keep up with you. You know, like you're not gonna like be vulnerable and like share the hardships, God forbid, you know. So anyways, just those fun things. So yeah.
So then when you take like all that and like kind of this like intense childhood that you have had, how did that like translate to your like professional life, where like now you're like, okay, like I'm still trying to get it together, like oh my gosh, and then now going to now let me go be an adult, like how was that, or what?
A hot mess. A shit show. It wasn't cute. It was so messy. It was so, I think another thing that I really struggled with too is like, again, bless my parents, and like this is, I just like want to give them grace, even though I'm like going to be saying things that they might be like, that that like they weren't supportive of like mental health. They didn't understand. They grew up their lives of just like suck it up, move on, get over it, whatever. And like, so when I'm like in shambles, they're like, suck it up and move on. I don't know what else to tell you. That's what I know. You know?
Yes.
But like when you're dealing with like pretty severe mental health, and I experienced that a lot in college when I'm like by myself, 8 hours away from my family, and I'm dealing with like, you know, trigger warning for suicidal thoughts, dealing with suicidal thoughts and really severe anxiety and depression, and the only thing that they can offer you is get over it. Not like you said, go get help. You know, they don't know either. And so a lot of my adult life was like,
just figure it out, suck it up,
and just trying to figure it out. And then like, you know, I feel really lucky that like I grew up in a time where like people are starting to talk about suicide and starting to talk about mental health and things like that, and having resources. But it's a whole nother beast actually like seeking out those resources and getting them and being like, I need help.
Well, and still getting over that whole feeling of like, oh God, I shouldn't be doing this, or oh, this is dumb, or whatever the case is.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, that was like so strong. I remember like I felt like, am I being dramatic? The first time I went to like an emergency like counseling session for like suicidal thoughts, and I was like, am I being dramatic? But I was like in shambles. Like I was not being dramatic. I genuinely like, but because it was like, you just need to suck it up, Kayla, like get over it. Like that was like very drilled into me, and not really having anyone that I could turn to talk about it. And like, again, grew up with trying to keep up with the Joneses, and I'm going to go talk to my friends about this when like I'm in college with these friends I met like 2 months ago.
So did you have like so like going from that like really intense thing, and obviously you talked about going to college, when it came to like work, like did you end up getting like, you were just like, oh, like odd job here, odd job there, like I'm still bouncing around, or did you have like stable kind of like employment, or like how'd that go?
I I would say I had stable employment.
Okay, nice.
But did I have, because I, again, first gen college student, funding myself through school. There was a point where I literally had like, I feel like it was something ridiculous, like 8 people that I was reporting to at like, because I had with like jobs within a job, and like it was like absolutely insane on top of being a college student. So I like had my hands in many pots and was doing ridiculous, like just like severe burnout things, trying to keep up with the Joneses and do all the things where like I had friends who like their parents and grandparents were paying for everything and all they had to do was just like show up at class. And I was like, you know, that's it. That's all you have to do. That's pretty fucking sick, dude. Sorry, because like that's pretty freaking awesome that you just get to like just show up. Like, dang.
So then,
well, I'm gonna head back to job number 4 for the day. So I guess to answer that question, like I had stable employment, but I was doing like a lot of things which ultimately led to like super severe burnout. And I guess like maybe reflecting back, like it just comes back to this like thing that was ingrained in me like so deeply of like keeping up with the Joneses, saving face, not being true to myself, sucking it up, do all the things and be 150% and be perfect in all of these things. And then it like blew up really horribly.
Did it blow up?
It blew up. Honestly, I think one of my favorite stories actually of like when I also like, just like you, Juhong, I love comedy. I love when like ridiculous things happen to myself, and I just like I love telling everybody because it's so like you have to laugh. Like it's so ridiculous. It's so funny. So anyways,
True.
I was like so burnt out one day, and I was like walking to my car, and I like had like the morning shift or whatever, and this was like I don't know, 5 a.m. or I don't know. I was going somewhere to something, walking in my car. I lived in an apartment complex. So like, you know, the dumpster things are like in the parking lot too, whatever. And all of a sudden I like feel something hit my hip and I'm like, ow, like what the heck? And I like look over, a freaking trash truck had backed into me. And I was so just not aware that somehow I missed an entire trash truck going beep, 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 hits into me. Luckily, it like wasn't like, it didn't like run me over.
It didn't like run you over, yes.
It gave me a little hip check. And I just was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, did this just happen to me? And then it's like one of those like, am I trash? Is this the universe telling me that jump in, girl, get in?
Like, man. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, that's
I'm just
crazy.
being like, what? Like, is this the universe telling me that I'm trash? Is this like what? How did I even miss that? Like, what? Just so ridiculous that I'm so like detached from, like attached and detached at the same time, right? That just like my in between of all the hats and roles that I was playing in my life, that like I literally got hit by a freaking trash truck.
Backing up.
How does that even happen? How does that even happen?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, right, when you're super stressed and you were just stuck in that fight or flight mode and that vision, it just really kicks in, and like, you know, it's a lot easier, I think, than people realize.
Yeah, no, it really is. And until you've like experienced like severe burnout and like that fight or flight place, it's like really hard to be like, how did you miss that? And it feels great. Like I just like, if anything, I just feel really sad for my past self that like she was in such like a place of lack of awareness and just like literally like autopiloting through life. But it's also just like, you know, sometimes you need to have those moments too of like, girl, you were literally hit by a trash truck. What is going on? How did we get
literally
here?
like a wake up call?
Literally,
like
it wasn't enough of a wake up call for me. Unfortunately, I kept burning myself But yeah, so anyways, that like played a huge part into my professional life. I've also held like a bunch of different roles, a lot of sorry, I want to wrap this up. I feel like I've been talking for a while. So
You're good.
that
The trash truck story was worth it.
Cool, thanks. I had to share that with the world that I've been hit by a trash truck.
Yeah. And then the
I can't wait.
Is this universe telling me that I'm trash? Like,
no, literally. Like I was like, oh, for sure. So this is me. Like, just scoop me up, throw me in, take me to the landfill.
Yes,
like
literally, this is where I'm meant to be.
This is my like all this hard work I'm putting in is to just be reminded that you're just trash at the end of the day.
No.
Like, oh my God.
Crazy.
Talk about like adding to the spiral, talk about adding to the depression and all the things. It was just
then how do you go from like burnout, like extreme burnout, to I'm gonna become a life coach?
Yeah, so I lived that life through college, and then I became a loan officer, and straight out of college, graduated May, started my job June, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So like, wait, you just have to like go to work? You just like work one job, because I was used to doing like all the classes and like working 4 different jobs and like volunteering and being involved and being in a business fraternity and holding leadership and all this stuff. And I was like, so wait, like I just have to go to work? I was like, this is pretty sick. And so that for me was like actually coming down a little bit from like the severe, which is crazy, honestly. But then moving myself into like a high stress job that did not give a shit about me. And and essentially I was like, so my degree is in finance and I have a cert in nonprofits and social entrepreneurship. And so my goal was to work for nonprofits with having the finance side of things, because a lot of people have the mission, but they don't necessarily have like the business aspect of like knowing how to run a nonprofit, right?
Yes.
And so that's where I was like, that sounds like a really great way for me to go to school and be able to like be helpful to the world. And so that was my goal. But then, you like get close to graduation and it's like, well, now you got to pay for these student loans and like live on your own and like pay bills and like all the things on top of paying like these student loans and everything. And unfortunately, like intro positions at nonprofits were like volunteering or minimum wage. So that's where I was like, when I got like the offer that I did and it was in the finance world, I was like, let's try it out and see what happens. And then I like burnt myself out crazy at that job because I loved the chaos, honestly. It's what I knew. It's what I loved. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to like show up as best, and they really took advantage of that instead of being able to utilize like my skill set and my drive to be the best for them. They just like manipulated that essentially. So then I burnt myself out because I didn't care, and then I quit, and then the pandemic happened. And I remember one of my best friends, and I also remember when I was like doing interviews for jobs and stuff like post college, and they were like tell us about yourself. And I was like, hey, I'm Kayla and I work.
And I work a lot.
I work a lot. I do a lot of.
I'm really attracted to burnout.
I just like love that. One time I was hit by a trash truck.
Yes.
I care about the community, and I just work a lot. And like they're like, "What do you do for fun?" Work. Survive.
Get another job. I don't know.
Like how to pay bills. Like it's so cool, right? Like I love this. Being an adult is so awesome, And so I remember one of my like best friends, her name's Gabby, she was like, dude, we need to get hobbies. Like what? We don't even have hobbies, dude. And I was like, I don't have any hobbies. I was like, I couldn't even tell you like maybe what I would be interested in. Like I've zero clue. because I've never even like held space for that, because the burnout was so strong and the keeping up with the Joneses was so strong, that like there's just not even time for that. And then I was like, that's bullshit. And so the pandemic really became this time for me to like explore myself and start to understand myself. And then I was like, gosh, I'm like gonna put, no matter what I do, I'm gonna put 150% into it. It's just like who I am. Can't help it. Sometimes I wish I could. Sometimes.
Well, it's okay to go 150% on the stream, so that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
Exactly.
It's universe approved. You're good.
Yes. And so all of that to say that I was like, why am I gonna just sign up for another shitty job that I like, it doesn't actually care about me, when I could go 150% into something I actually really care about. And eventually my brother's girlfriend's mom was sharing about how she started this course thing, and she's like, yeah, I'm becoming a life coach. And I was like, a what? A who? The hell is a life coach? You know, and again, I was like burnout queen. I was like,
yeah.
For that. Not in this world, you know, it must be nice.
Yeah.
Like,
just gotta figure it out yourself.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait. And I was like listening to her, and I was like, wait, that sounds so cool. And then I started doing research, and then I was like, I'm gonna become a freaking life coach. And then here we are 5 years later, doing the thing, now it's out here. That was a really long person.
Also, I think your audio is
Is that better?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll just stop closer to the mic. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I think we just have to get closer to our mics.
Yes,
they just don't want to be left out.
They don't. They want to be in the screen. Yeah.
They're like, what about my story?
Yeah. They're like, stop talking so much.
Sheesh.
Oh man.
All right, so we got your coaching life. So in all this coaching, why lunar radiance? Like, where does that come from? Because I mean, you mentioned like the Christian side, like, oh, you know, going to like Bible studies and things like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if anyone would listen to your story, they'd be like, oh, so then why not just like religious coaching or something like that? Like, why pick something more spiritual and like that? So yeah, if you could just kind of give a little bit about that part of it, how you got to lunar radiance.
Good luck getting just a little bit. I'm just kidding.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep. Can we put up a timer? Is there a timer here?
Honestly, I need it. So real quick, I actually gone through a place where I was like rejecting religion, all the things.
Okay.
Got really interested into manifestation, and had experience with yoga and whatnot, and was just like looking up different ways to defeat burnout and just like change my life essentially, and find different things. And so I started like seeing online, when getting into all this like spiritual stuff, you could say, people started talking about the moon phases, and then they were like, yeah, like the new moon, you set an intention, then between that time and the full moon you take action, and then you celebrate, or you release and let go during the full moon, and then you have time for rest, and then you do it all over again. And I was like, wait, so you don't just do action the whole time?
Crazy. What? People take breaks? What the heck is that?
Intentions?
You guys just not like, driven or what? Bunch of lazies?
Right, like rest? No, that's definitely my past self. I was like, whoa, that's like crazy, like setting time. And so that just like really having the former burnout queen, that's something that I really aligned with. Moon is just like a symbol of something to fall back on. Like, it's the full moon right now, time for celebrating. I think it's perfect that it's the time that like our first official life is happening coincidentally on the full moon, a time for celebration. Like, Of
Let's
course,
go.
right?
It's meant to be.
So I just like when you start to tune into those little things, you just kind of start to notice these like patterns, right? These like cyclical patterns. And you get to make your own pattern. You get to make your own process, your own way. So like why not make it a way that feels sustainable and loving and realistic? Crazy. And then Radiance came from the idea of like, how do I want to show up in the world? How do I want people to see me? And then I don't know, I just ended up coming to this word like radiant, of just like radiating love, radiating care, not only radiating it out, but also having that being like reflected back as well. So yeah, something that
Awesome.
I want people to be able to feel. So kind of the bridge of those two together is Lunar Radiance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rest, and then I kind of like also like more structure too.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like
I love a system, especially as like a overachiever and like doing all the things. I love having a system, and so I think that's also why I really love it. Is it's like the system that plays into intentionally creating time for each one of these things rather than just go. So it just, and I'm like a big fan of like the 12-week year. The system plays right into that really beautifully. So it was just like, it just all made sense for me. And so I love to be able to share that with my clients and allow them to create a reality for themselves that includes things like intention while also having action and celebration and rest included in there. So yeah, and showing you that you can still be a huge achiever with rest and celebration included in there. So yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's always cool that we get to help the people that are where we were and maybe like still are, but like we're like further in that journey kind of.
Sure. Right.
So what would you say, like that's really what inspires you to do your life coaching, or is there something else that you feel like is a lot more like centered there?
I mean, definitely my past self was like my first client. I 100%
Sorry.
like when I'm talking to my clients, I'm talking to my past self and to my present self. I also think just wanting to be one of those people that are brave and willing to stand up and say like, you don't need to keep up with the Joneses. It doesn't need to be this way. And I wish that I had somebody when I was younger that was like, hey, you're not crazy. Hey, why are you doing it that way? That looks like it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And
life doesn't have to be miserable. You can be
like there's a way that you can learn to like love your life, and you actually have control of that. And sometimes when you are in the deep despair, or you aren't surrounded by other people who have done things differently or whatever it may be, it can feel like impossible or not practical. But the more that you surround yourself with or have coaches or influences or mentors that do that, the more that you'll be like, oh yeah, I can do that too. Duh. Easy.
Yeah. Easy.
So, easy.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
As easy as a gong.
Easy
All
as
right, well, this is how much.
Okay.
Explosions. What is this sound? Oh, okay, good. That's what I thought it was. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Kayla, for sharing.
Yeah.
We need to.
Hey, I'm not done with the mic yet. I'm just kidding.
We need to. I'm cutting you off.
Yeah.
We need to move.
Yes, we do.
So real quick for everyone in the chat, we want to just kind of give y'all, obviously, you're definitely welcome to share thoughts, ideas, respond, react to the things that we're talking about, whether you agree with them. If you agree, you're like, hey, drop it in the chat, be like, yes, I get that, or oh my gosh, that's extremely relatable, or you can even just put relatable, like that's fine too. All the things. So please share your thoughts with us. And then also right now we're going to take some intentional time and really just check in. And really, please feel free to share like what inspired you to show up today, whether that's for the stream, whether that's just for life in general. What are some of the things that really got you to get up today? And also, maybe some things that you might be hoping to get out of this stream as well as we continue this journey.
Yeah.
This is just I guess technically it's number 2, but really it's number 1. It is time to grow. Yes. It's time to grow. Can we get a pause? You get a gong. Our number one.
Oh my god, I love the gong, honestly.
It's actually really good. I like these. We are looking to add more of these wonderful sounds too, so don't worry, there'll be even more stuff.
And if you have any suggestions, please let us know. Sounds that we need. We want to hear from you. I feel like we need like a dog's barking one. I wonder if there's a sound for getting hit by a trash truck.
Just a beep, 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 beep. What the hell? I think I can do the dog barking one. Not like me. I mean, I probably could do, but I'll just go out and I saw, for everyone who's I have a dog. Her name is Lily. She's gonna be 4 years old in November, and she's basically, I mean, she already feels like an old lady, just like a grumpy old lady. But I could probably just record her barking one day. I might just do that.
Let's do that.
But yes, it is time to grow, and this is a journey, right? We're all learning. Even Kayla and I, obviously, we're still learning more about ourselves and how we interact with the world and just all sorts of things. So this is definitely a space for learning and growth and development. So yeah, that's great. We have a really good number 1 fan. I like this.
We do.
I like this person, whoever they are out there.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Also, remember to follow us on all of our socials and everything, all this fun stuff. And it's also put in the chat again too.
I got you.
Wonderful. All right, cool. So let's jump into the purpose and vision very, very, very quickly, so that we respect everybody's time. I feel like, Kayla and I, we talked, and this is kind of, I guess, a little bit of, why how this kind of got started a little bit, one aspect of it. But we just meeting and talking about things like whether it's Big Brothers Big Sisters related. As everyone will now know, we are also volunteers at Big Brothers Big Sisters for Orange County, and we're on the Big Collective, and we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow. But Kayla and I specifically work on the training committee there, where we make amazing training, actually, and people seem to love to come to. So
yeah, no surprise.
Yes. Like, dang, you know what? When we get together, we spend hours just talking about life and all things coaching and everything. So we should record these and do a stream or something.
Yeah.
But yes, so with that, I feel like our main mission. You just finished talking, so I'm gonna give you a break. Get some water or something.
No, please
also,
do.
for everybody in the chat too, get some water. Hydrate. I'm hydrating too. This is all water. It's nothing crazy. So essentially, and we kind of talked about this a little bit even before the stream too. Our mission, it's always growing, and as we go on this journey, we're going to figure out and get it more detailed. But essentially, right now, we really want to just make personal development and growth relatable, something that's easily within reach, because it really is. We also want to make sure that it's authentic and real, and radiant. So the reality based and also very radiant, and we want to make sure that all of those wonderful little light bulb moments that you have of just, oh my gosh, and things are starting to click, and now things are like, oh my gosh, yeah, all the opportunity, all of the things, and whoa, I didn't even realize this might be how I'm thinking about this and how I can change it up. We want to make sure that you have those, but then that you are able to take that into your life with you and make actionable real life change too not just in thought but also in action as well. So this is essentially what our mission is right now, and the vision we have for this. And we did have a question here for ourselves, but maybe we'll just kind of keep moving.
Yeah, sounds good.
But yes, our intended audience for Radiance in Reality coaching, we're really looking for, this is the stream for you if you are a seeker of knowledge, you want to grow your understanding of yourself, of just life in general, universe, whatever it is. You're looking and seeking that knowledge. Also for doers, right? You can't just think about all the wonderful things you want in life. You have to actually do the work to make it happen. And if you're not there yet, we will help you get there. And also, we cannot forget about the dreamers. We must remember the dreamers, because you have to dream about where you want to go. You have to have a vision, an image of an idea of just where do you actually want your life to be, and then doing that, taking the actions to do it, and gaining the knowledge, the potential to know what you need to do to live the dream that you want. So that's it for stream purpose and vision. Yes. Anyways, we'll go over this in another stream. So it's the salt. Who else seasoning on there? Oh my gosh, is that you? Oh, I'm honored to have been the subject of your sound effect.
Yeah, you've been a great influence, great leader in the soundboard, so thank you.
I'm trying. All right, now moving on. So you get it, bouncing onto. Anyways, all right. This is gonna turn into like some fun radio show. Community guidelines and how to participate. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of go through the rules really quick, and just kind of briefly talk about each one. I guess the expectation.
I don't know if you froze or not. You might have frozen. For me, you're frozen. Oh, there you are. Welcome back.
The connection is unstable. If I'm on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router.
I couldn't tell if you were just like stuck in thought, and then I was like, wait, this is a bit longer than a stuck in thought moment. Oh, it's frozen again. Okay. Well.
No.
Are you okay if I keep going, or do you want me to wait for you?
No. Wait, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead. You can,
okay.
Or do you want to? Yeah, you do it. You can do
sure.
it.
Whatever works. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna share our community guidelines. They're listed on our Twitch, under our panel. Love the cute little. And this is just to like set expectations with our community, so that way you guys know we are open to feedback on these, to make this the best community, to yield to that growing and support that we're looking to create with this community. So the first one is we want to maintain confidentiality and privacy. We just want to remind you guys that we're online here. This is public, what we're sharing, and so just being mindful of anything that you share in the chat that other people might see. So when it comes to sharing like personal information, anything sensitive from yourself or others, making sure that you do so with that intention, with that knowledge that it is going to be posted online. So yeah, do you have anything you want to add to that, Juhan?
No.
Okay. Do you want to
take doing a great job, and you're not frozen, so that's good.
Great. Do you want to take the next one, or you want me to just keep going, rip through?
Yes, I will take them. I can take them.
Oh no, you're frozen again.
So engage with respect. Oh no, am I really?
Yeah, you're frozen a little bit. You're kind of better.
Oh my god.
Okay. It keeps like going in and out where you're like.
It could just be my personality. I think my internet is just matching my personality. Here, we're gonna put this in here. So this is what we're gonna do. So engage with respect and kindness. All participants are expected to interact compassionately. No judgment, hate, or bullying will be tolerated. This is something we've talked quite a bit of that. I thought he was doing a fake freeze as a joke that time. You know what? Sometimes I might do that. You never know. Just kidding.
Oh my god, I was like, is it real or not?
Man, I'm so good. You know that I also did some acting and stuff. So anyways, with engaging with respect and kindness, we really yes. You know, if I can get our number one fan, then that's really all that matters. You know, that's it. That's how I know I'm good.
Just saying, we see you on there too, and he's gamer, so we appreciate you too.
True. Yes. Anyway, so I want to highlight that you got me good. So with this, Kayla and I talked kind of extensively about this part. We really want to protect this space. We still are open to all the different views, beliefs, all of the things. And really what we want to really emphasize here is that we are not here to discourage other views, beliefs, thoughts, what have you. As long as they are supportive, we want to really make sure that everyone who engages in this chat, in this stream, has a voice. Although if it is anything that is judgmental, hateful, or some sort of bullying, we will not hesitate to remove you from the chat. And also with this, we kind of just we what is it? We have the right to refuse service to anybody. So you know, at our discretion, and you know, when we have mods in the future, if we feel like, hey, you stepped over that line, then booted. So. With that being said, if you're curious if you know what you're gonna say, you know, I would err on the side of caution. But you know, we're also here to learn, right? We understand some people, you know, we don't all grow up the same.
Yeah.
So
we encourage space for growth, but understanding that we won't stand for like hate.
Yeah. Or sit for it either, because we're both sitting.
Yeah. So
cool. All right.
Okay, the next one is just a reminder that this space is created with the intention to uplift and support. So contribute positively or with care by offering encouragement, avoiding solicited criticism, and really just celebrating those small wins. We want this to be an empowering place, not a place to put others down. So just being mindful as you engage in the chat. If someone shares something, to just be able to give them some grace and empowerment. Maybe it's different or something that you might not hold yourself to. Just being filled with grace, I feel like in this space is really important.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Maintaining a safe space. So refrain from posting explicit, inflammatory, or triggering content. This includes harsh personal stories without a content warning. So kind of earlier, Kayla did a great job of that, modeling that. So anytime you're going to be posting something that could be potentially triggering for somebody, very intense life situations, I would say, challenges, before you post it, I would say just put a quick like, hey, trigger warning for whatever it is. And if you're not sure what it would be for, just put what you think it is for, and you know, that way you can still at least put it out there. But then someone reading it can go, oh, trigger warning, okay, let me just be careful like with reading this.
Yeah, be mindful of it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that, and then anything like very explicit, when we do like Q&As and stuff, we want to keep things general, just so that way everyone in the chat can take something away from the conversation. And you know, these are not individual coaching sessions. These are very much, if anything, group coaching sessions, with focuses and stuff for the future. So just keep things as general as possible. Also, you don't want to be giving out like your own personal like life stories and all that stuff, with explicit detail.
Yeah, absolutely.
But sharing general things is fine. That's cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would agree. or just some things that are like super specific, it's just harder to like navigate that in this group setting. So we want to honor those things, but knowing that like individual coaching might be a better fit for you. So just things to be mindful of. On that, we also want to keep our advice constructive and gentle. So suggestions should focus on growth and self-improvement without shaming or pressuring others to do anything. This is a place for encouragement, for reflection. And some of these like topics might be like the first time that someone's ever being exposed to something. So we just want to, again, fill this space with grace and compassion and just plant the seeds with the intention for these things to grow. So yeah.
No self-promotion or spam. So the focus is on the community and learning. So advertising and repetitive messages are not allowed unless they're praise for your hosts. Praise for hosts is always allowed, even if you spam it and it's repetitive, that's fine. But again, just making sure that the focus is on the community and any sort of like self-promotion, unless maybe in the future or something you get some permission from either us or the moderators to share some resources or something like that. But always check with us before you do that.
Yes, we would greatly appreciate that. The next thing is to respect boundaries. So we just want you to follow our leads and the moderators on discussions and refraining from repeatedly bringing up off-topic issues or things like that. Again, if you're looking for individual support, we both are life coaches with those services. We have the intention to share a resource list as well in the future, so that you can get the support that you need. And the chat might not necessarily be the best place that is most nurturing for you. So we'll make sure that you get a place that is. So respect the boundaries. Thanks.
Yeah, simple, easy. Value learning and honesty. So share experiences sincerely and avoid making false claims about coaching methods or results. With this, I mean, everyone's experiences are own. And even with our own methods, techniques, experiences that we've had with our own clients and things, keeping things in context and understanding that not necessarily everything will work for everybody. And I would say coaching is very individualized. So even a technique with one person is going to be different with another. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so value learning and honesty, just, if you're not sure, don't say it.
Yeah. And I also just want to say like that Juhong and I are going to be holding ourselves to these expectations as well. So we like intend to come into these spaces with that intention as well of like being here to learn, and also like being honest and holding ourselves to a place of vulnerability with you. So the next thing that we want to share is listen actively, making sure that we allow others to speak, avoid interrupting, and honor feedback provided by moderators or hosts. Just know that, again, we like our intentions are love and care and growth. We want the best for you, and feedback that we share is with that intention. So, yeah. And we got one more.
Last one. Enjoy the journey. It's funny. We were just talking about this today. One practice that I've adapted, but Kayla's already been doing, setting intention. And one of the main things that we want to do is make sure that we approach each stream with openness and an intent to learn, grow, and build a genuinely inspiring space for all. And also, I'm going to add, have fun. Life is already stressful enough. We are here to make it at least a little bit less stressful. It might not be a lot, but at least just a little bit. And a lot of that will just come from just having fun, making cool squids, frozen squids, hitting that gong, and all that stuff. Yeah. The applause, the laughters, the bounces, the explosions, all the things. We want to keep it fun and joyful. So, and joyful too. Yes. And was that your second? Is that your second
That was my
sound?
second one.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Look
I
at
think
I'm
you're
really
gonna go
growing
crazy.
on this
You might have to
stream.
slow down.
Oh man.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
So
Well, thank you guys for
Okay. Yeah.
listening to these expectations that we set. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. And we're excited for this to be kind of like our expectations moving forward. All right, we want to do a little interactive poll with you guys because again, we're here to make things fun. How we're gonna do that, I don't really quite know yet. But we really want to get to know our audience a little bit better as we are maybe attempting to figure out how we're gonna get to know you guys better. I know it might sound a little cryptic, but Juhong, do you have any ideas on how we're gonna get to know our?
I think what we're going to do is a simple. Nice. Yes. Turtles. You know what?
You're frozen
We should have made this more. Oh no! Wait, or am I really frozen?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, are you sure?
Yep, I'm sure.
You sure?
No, I don't know. You could trip this up again.
Just kidding. I even tripped myself out for a second. I was like, wait, am I actually frozen? No, wait, no, I'm not.
That's so funny. You got us, right? Oh no, you didn't.
What is that? I mean,
I can't tell. What? You keep freezing, and I'm like, I can't tell.
Or am I frozen? Oh
man. Oh man.
Who knows?
Best actor in the world. Period.
I'm so good.
Gas him up, chat. Gas him up. I'm dead.
This is terrible. Anyway,
well, we were gonna run a poll.
Yes, I don't think we can actually do a poll. But yeah, I don't think there's a.
Well, we're gonna do it for the chat then. We thought we were gonna do some clicky stuff for you guys, but so our question for you guys is, again, this is our fun poll, is are you a dog person? Are you a cat person, or both?
Or a turtle person, or any other animal person? What kind of person are you? What do you like? It's funny, I can't put let me see.
Both, baby.
I actually do also like. Okay, so I'm technically allergic to cats. What kind of cats or dogs, Toga Eater? What kind of dogs or cats do you like? All. No. I'm waiting for it. I'm like, okay, here we go.
You're like, I only like hypoallergenic cats. Is that what you're gonna say, Juhong?
I used to.
You're like,
I used to be allergic to cats
when it comes.
And then I did this wonderful NLP technique for allergies. And I actually got to test it out because I had a client who had a cat, or has a cat. And they were like, oh my gosh, let me get the cat out, like, before we start. And I was like, actually, no, we're good. I just remembered I'm not allergic to cats anymore. And it was amazing. We went through the whole session and I didn't get teary-eyed or anything. I wasn't itchy. It was great. And maybe I'll share that with everyone.
You definitely need to share more of that with us.
Yes, I did it for another person, just like giving them a general breakdown of how it works, and they actually were also able to have some benefit without me even guiding them through it.
Wow, very cool.
We're also really intense allergies, but anyways, yeah. So if you have an allergy, let me know. I got you. We'll that you don't have that allergy up. Huh?
You froze again. I was like, is he acting? Or I don't know. Is this gonna be a new bit?
It's kind of fun because then it's great. My internet can be terrible and you would never know.
That's true. I mean, our last stream, we had no clue. So
true, and maybe I actually was. I actually was like,
and we just had no idea.
Yeah, we just had no idea actually. We'll just keep this running.
Running at the bottom. And it's so funny as you did that, like you froze up, which is hilarious. The minute that you put that up. Yeah, I was like, I see the slight move of the lip. I'm gonna start getting like, yeah, next time keep your mouth closed and just like.
All right, next time. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for helping me with my career. Okay.
Okay, so you said that you're both, but you used to be allergic to cats. Fixed that with NLP, which is sick.
Yes.
So
wait, Toga Eater never said what kind of dogs or cats that they liked.
We're waiting on you.
I know. I'm a little like, come on. Number one fan. Squid dogs? Squid cats? I don't know. This octopus thing is like a big thing.
NCD Gamer still here wanting to share with us too? I'd love to hear from you.
Maybe.
Cool. Dogs.
Okay. Nice.
I have to say.
Oh. Hey, remember, this is a safe place.
Yeah.
This is a place of you can be whoever you want. So even if I call you out on it, it can still be all. Because all dogs and cats and animals deserve love.
I agree. I totally agree. I have always been like a dog person, but I used to I still think that cats can be like super sketchy. And just like unpredictable and like terrifying at times, but they also can be really sweet. And sometimes you get those cats that are like a mix of both, you know. So I say
trigger warning for anyone who's had to live with an alcoholic, but it kind of sounds like living with an alcoholic. You never know what side you're gonna get. And why live with that when you can just live with a dog who's just so loving and is just like,
who's just like, I love you and I'm so happy to be here. Not all dogs, but I feel like oftentimes they are. So
cats are crazy.
So I hate to say that I'm biased.
Huh?
But I would say I'm more of a dog person, but I do love cats too.
Yes, also same.
Yeah.
But cats are nice too. And they all deserve love. So thank you. Thank you, Toga Eater. You're correct. We should love all of them. Although you didn't say that, but I'm gonna say that you said that, I guess.
No.
Anyways, so
well, thanks to you guys for participating in the poll. We so appreciate it. We plan on doing this every stream, asking like a fun little question, get to know you guys a little bit more. You guys get to know us, and just have some fun. So cool.
All the fun. Let's see. Next, we're going to talk about benefits of having a life coach and the difference between life coaching and therapy. Can we do this like really quick? I don't know. I
don't know. We also could do it our next stream too.
We could
keep you on the edge of your seats as we. Our next thing that we wanted to talk about was talking about the differences between a life coach and the therapist, just to like educate and share that with you guys. And then share a little bit about our experiences with therapy and coaching. Has it helped? Has it not? But I think we're going to jump into that next time. How do you feel about that, Juhong?
Yeah, I know that. I mean, we've had like already extended conversations off stream too about it.
Yeah,
like really intense.
We could totally stay here for another hour and a half talking about this.
Yes, or 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it ends up being.
We could be here for a really long time if we really wanted to. So.
Well, here, how about we can really quickly talk about the benefits of having a life coach.
Yeah.
I'll start it and then you can add whatever you feel like you need to add. So one of the key benefits I would say of having a life coach is if you imagine your life like you're in this box, and in this box are all of your problems, right? Like all the problems, like, oh my gosh, I see all these things and these are all problems and I need to like figure out how to fix these. Well, I think Henry Ford said this, but essentially the idea is that the system that created this problem cannot be the one that solves it. Well, if all you know is your system then finding the solution for this problem is going to be very difficult because you're going to have to think outside of your own box. Well, wouldn't it just be so much easier if someone could just come along and be like, hey, what about this other thing? And you're like, where is that? And like, oh, just like come outside this box real quick and like, look, there's all these solutions. And then you get out of your box and you're like, oh my gosh, whoa, I didn't even realize it seems so simple now. But yeah, because you don't know what you don't know, but having that extra set of eyes, that person who can ask you those questions or lead you on a spiritual journey or a journey of any kind, really, to like get you into that space where now you can actually look at all these solutions. I would say that is really, truthfully, well, the benefit of having a good life coach is that they don't tell you what the answers are. They just say, hey, look, there's all these possible solutions. It's up to you to decide where you want to go with it, but that these are out there and they exist. Kayla, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think also like life coaches supply you with so many tools. I mean, you never like expect, like, let's say like a professional athlete to go out on the field without having their coach on the sidelines. Like, you'd be like, where's your coach, right? Like, every single person should view themselves that way as well. Like, you should not be going out in life without having that person that's able to support you. And our support systems, like our coaches can be we can have a lot of coaches, we can have just one coach. It can look like a lot of different things, but we absolutely need our support system, and we need our coaches out there cheering for us on those days when we win and on those days when we lose. And I think that's like the beauty of having a life coach, and they can help you get out of those valleys and celebrate those wins and essentially just do better, be better. That's our goal. So
I love it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
So get a life coach. That's all we have to say.
Yeah, you should definitely be getting a life coach.
No, we're two life coaches here. And we would love to support you on your journey and whatever that journey looks like for you. I think that's what's so cool too about like individual life coaching is like we get to work with you one-on-one and get to know who you are, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, get to know your story and be able to craft and see what would best support you on your journey, which is so exciting. So
and I think also like the support part, and also being the person to hold you accountable to what you say you're gonna do and to your journey as well, in the way of, I'm going to hold you accountable for honoring your journey and seeing the amazing things you have done or had to do to overcome the challenges you've had to overcome in your life, and also hold you accountable when you are deciding like, oh, you know what, actually maybe having a better life is just a little bit harder for me. Like, hey, you deserve it, let's get you there, and so not necessarily letting you fall into those valleys or stay in those valleys for a long time, like really helping you see that, hey, look, that peak looks really nice and you deserve it, and let's just help you get there one step at a time without the gimmicky, like, oh, in like 2 seconds, like whatever, this is gonna be so quick and everything, which some things can be, if you're really on it. And for most people, it's going to take some time because you have a lot of things you need to unlearn and then relearn as you're climbing up out of that valley and stuff. So great accountability buddy, I guess, essentially what I'm saying.
And I also want to say, like, not to like be like a huge like sports reference person, but I just feel like it's super like relatable to see like, again, these like athletes that are achieving what we see as these big successes and whatnot. They're not doing it alone. And it's crazy to think that you have to do it alone. Like, that's not how life is supposed to be. You're supposed to have support. You're not supposed to be a lone wolf out there. And life coaching is that opportunity for you to be able to get the best support that's tailored to you. So don't do it alone. It sucks. I've tried. It didn't work out. I got hit by a trash truck, it's not it. I highly recommend seeking out support. And I think Ju Hong's frozen again. So hopefully he comes back. I know he will come back. So yeah, again, definitely highly recommend, whether that support looks like life coaching. There you are. Welcome back.
I think I was back for a minute. I think I was. I don't know. Now I'm tripping myself out.
I don't know. You were gone for a minute, which is...
Was he frozen or was he messing with us? Who knows? No. I have to try that with my wife. You're like,
drop your butts in the chat. You frozen?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that sports analogy actually is funny. Someone was talking about, like, you know, if you would learn, let's say if you would fight a professional boxer, like, would you, and let's say you don't have a coach or someone to go into it, like, what would happen to you? Well, you'd probably get knocked out. But with some coaching, with someone to walk you through it and to help like give you the skills and the tools, now you're better equipped to actually handle the thing. And well, we are all professional humans because we live every day. And so having a coach like walk you through that and navigate you through that, a good one, always have to preface, a good one, you know, I think, yeah, that way too. Yeah, a good one. That's where it's at. So,
yeah, I agree.
That wasn't too bad.
Well, yeah, that wasn't too bad at all. I definitely think we could go deeper into talking more about therapy and life coaching, which we can absolutely do at another date. Or like, are you guys interested? Do you guys know the difference between a life coach and a therapist? We'd love to hear from you guys. Before we like close out today, we also wanted to share some like potential topics that we wanted to talk about in the future with you guys, to see if these are topics that you'd be interested in. So yeah, do you want to share those, Juhong, or you want me to keep?
Yeah. Yes. But if I freeze,
I'll jump in.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna say melt me, but yeah, that's fine. Yes, you could. Yeah, just jump in. Yes, and I'll just stay frozen. Yeah, anyways. All right, cool. This is great. So some like potential topics we were thinking of, emotional intelligence audit. Where are you failing? So essentially looking at, well, one, like, what is emotional intelligence? But then also seeing kind of where you are in that journey and where you might be falling short. And now how can we get you to where you need to get? Because emotional intelligence gets thrown around a lot, but like, what does it actually mean? Like, how do I actually have emotional intelligence? So thinking about that, doing a deep dive into that. Setting expectations, the conversations you're avoiding. I feel like boundaries are very hard for a lot of people. Expectations for ourselves, burning ourselves out at almost at school and work. Or even in our relationships too. Setting expectations. Honestly, Togeeater, you're really not alone. Like, there's so many. It's just something that, again, like I always tell people, like, you never get taught this in school, really, or if you do, it's just very superficial. And it's like, yeah, there's this thing, and then whatever. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to learning more math or learning English. Whatever the case is. So you're not alone, and I appreciate you sharing that and being vulnerable and honest and open. Thank you for that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
So setting expectations, conversations you're avoiding, how to set those expectations, how to set boundaries, really, and then usually I feel like, and Kayla can jump in too, like people usually are avoiding things because they feel like, oh gosh, I don't know, like either I don't want to impose on somebody else, I want to know everything's cool, whatever, it's fine, I'll just deal with it. Or people just don't like conflict at all, or they just completely avoid conflict altogether and then bend over backwards for other people and just let people drain their energy. So I'm going to say that's kind of what that stream would be about, essentially, like how to set boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some of these topics also are like super broad, so they could go so many directions, right?
Yes. And we'll take them in all directions.
Yeah, we plan to go in all directions.
Yes.
So like we said, like if something is like jumping out at you, or you're like, oh yeah, like from this perspective, like share with us. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another one is beyond the bedroom. Ooh, spicy. Intimacy secrets they don't teach you. This one, as far as like when I think about it, it's more of like I saw this article about like, oh, men, maybe it's men or both, but men feel like, oh, there's not enough intimacy in their relation, like sexual intimacy in their relationships, like, and I think I started kind of reading the article, but then I was just thinking actually about like stuff that my wife talks about to me a lot, and we just like have conversations and about, you know, that romance, it actually starts way outside the bedroom, and there's so much more to like building that emotional intimacy first, and really that is where then those sparks like really come from. Like obviously in the beginning of a relationship, it's just, oh, it's just very new and it's like, oh yeah, whatever, but then how do you keep that going? And a lot of people think that the physical stuff is just a part of it, like that's just a given, it's gonna happen. It's like, yeah, but if I'm not attracted to you, I don't like emotionally, intelligently, whatever, like then why this is not something that I really want to do, you know?
Totally. So yeah, focusing on like the different types of intimacy, I think that is like so important. So yeah, that's great.
And then one last one I'm going to share with y'all, see what you think. From fake to real, strip away your professional mask live. I think for this one, yeah, right. And an applause too. Like, oh my gosh. Honestly, I think especially in today's world, where a lot of newer generation coming into the workforce, right? Where really now the focus is like, well, I don't want to be fake. I want to be myself and still be able to work and all that. So just kind of how can we, one, help those who are joining in the workforce, and you know, now we have this kind of clash of like people in upper management have this idea of like, well, no, you just need to be who we want you to be, or like, hey, we want you to be who you want to be, but really like this is what we mean. And then like, well, no, like this is how I want to show up to work, and this is how I want to show up and be myself, and like what is the balance there, and how can we still show up authentically at work and still be professional? But yeah, that's kind of how I take it. And how do you, Kayla, what would you say for this topic?
Yeah, I feel like allowing yourself to learn how to like blend the two, to really be like your authentic self, bringing professionalism and like your true self together. And also I feel like this can like lean into the conversation of like burnout, performances that we put on, and all of these different things that I see comes away from like stripping away that like professional keeping up with the Joneses mask that some of us can really learn to love to wear, pretend that we love to wear it, convince ourselves that we do, and not really knowing maybe from our experiences of the beauty of being able to like be your true real self, and how that is just as professional. So yeah. I was like, I really don't know.
Oh man, I was like, you know, this is going really long, but I have to do it. I did it for the gram, I did it for the Twitch, I did it for the Stram, I did it for the Stram, for all the aminals. Anyways, that's another story. The aminals is another story for another time. Yeah, and you know what's great, as we're kind of going through these topics, I think you already see like the diverse points of views that we both have on things, and kind of like how we get to like fill in like, oh yeah, like I might have point A, B, and C, or A and C, let's say, and then Kayla come in and be like, oh, and I have B and D, and then like all together like we kind of encompass like a larger I don't know, like a larger focus or something like that. So
or just
I think
like
that's really great, actually.
A wider lens of view.
Yeah, there you go. That's
and like just to show our logos up in the right hand corner for Radiance in Reality. And well, I designed it. I have another business. Bought it. Shout out to Bud and Bloom. And I came up with this idea of like it being a Venn diagram of us. Yes, we do have these things that are different about ourselves, but we have like, let's bring us together to be able to give you guys like the best of both worlds with our different perspectives. So we're really excited to continue to like share and speak on these topics to, invite, like, not just give one coach's set of tools to you, but two coaches. So
yes,
yeah,
and with all the viewpoints, which is great. Yeah, that was just something I was noticing as we were going through these, and it's like, oh yeah, like I say this stuff, and then like thankfully you still have this like other perspective, and like, oh, this is actually what I think. Like, yes, and then we can talk about all of it.
Yeah, so, absolutely, cool. Absolutely.
It's just great. I don't know how Toga Eater feels about it. You know, I'm sure they love it, right? Our number one fan.
They better love it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like everyone in the chat gets to benefit from all of this conversation and all these tools and everything that we're gonna go over and stuff. So, yeah. I mean, with that being said, we can open it up. If anyone has any questions in the chat, just general questions, we can give it like a minute or something, and then if nobody has any questions, then we can move on to wrapping up.
Yeah, and during that time while we're waiting for any questions, I just plug again, make sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Connect with us. We love sharing that we're going to be going live. We're going to be sharing silly clips and whatnot from when we were live. Tidbits like me getting hit by the trash truck and little hand motions and all the things. So make sure that you guys stay up with us on social media as we build this really awesome community. So we also wanted to share too, again, that we both are life coaches on Twitch and YouTube. You can go check out our individual websites. We both offer individualized coaching. So if that's something you're interested in, please come check us out. We'd love to talk to you guys more. So yeah. Was that a minute? I don't know if that was a minute or not.
According to the timer, yes.
1 minute. Okay. Well, if you have a question, you can still ask it for maybe another second or two, or DM it to us, whatever. And we'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, for being a part of these conversations, for listening to us talk about our own personal stories, talk a little bit about life coaching, the benefits of it. And again, if you have any preferences on topics, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start going down the list. We also are wanting to do like a book club vibe. Maybe I'm more wanting to do a book club. I don't know. We were passionate about doing one book a month. Like, is that realistic? Which is totally valid.
I'm just not a very fast reader.
That's really fair. I'm not either. I'm an audiobook girly, so
true. Yes,
I 1.5 that and blast through.
I'm also a audiobook girly too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Audiobook girly. Listening to my audiobook. I'm fun. So anyways, on that note, we were going to be doing some like potential self-help books. Juhong has a stack in the back of his. I have a stack back here too. And books that we love, that have inspired us, that we would love to like share insights on. So if you have any suggestions or books that you're interested in, we're super excited about doing streams on that too. So yeah.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add, Juhong, before we wrap this up into a little burrito
and eat it? Am I hungry? I don't know. It's kind of late, but I feel like it's never too late for a burrito.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm excited for all you can eat sushi, honestly.
Oh yeah, we're doing that tomorrow. We're really excited. We're gonna be celebrating.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. Yo, man, you know what? That'll be next week's question. Are you more of a Taco Bell person or a Del Taco person? Or if neither, then what's your taco? What's your like late night like fast food, like Mexican fast food place.
Mexican fast food place.
Huh?
Yeah. What if I said both? Okay, I'm not gonna answer now. That's
no, you can't answer now. Yeah, you can't answer now. That's for next week.
Next week.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, until then, check us out on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, because that's where we'll post any updates, and also reminders and quick little things too. So yeah, it'll be fun. It is fun. This is great. This is a great stream debut. I had a lot of fun. I know Toga Eater had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know NCD Gamer probably had fun too.
NCD Gamer, we're so happy that you were here participating, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
On Monday at 8 a.m. PST. We'll see you then.
Oh wait, let's do a cool.
Oh, thank you. We're so grateful. And happy full moon.
Achievement. Our achievement. I kind of want to go all the way up until 2 hours because we're like almost there.
Oh,
we're almost there. It's like 45 seconds.
10 seconds away. So yeah, let's do it. Do we want to play with any sort of sounds?
Oh, keyboard sounds.
Keyboard.
Oh my gosh, we need to get a choo-choo sound. I want a choo-choo sound.
Choo-choo.
Oh, 2 hours. Okay.
Oh, we have a train whistle.
Wait, really?
That wasn't a choo-choo. It was more of like a choo. But like, we'll take it. We'll have to find a choo-choo.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. Scream Man. What the heck is that?
I didn't want to click on it. I was like, Scream Man.
I wanted to. You know what's funny? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. That's
so funny. So funny.
That was so funny. Oh man, they just love it so much. Yeah, it's great.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I had this for the garbage truck story. Oh,
that would have been so good.
This just keeps going.
It's like kind of freaking me out that it like won't stop on its own. It's like, now it feels like gaslighting, you know?
Oh, there it goes. It ended. Okay. Anyways, okay. We need to. All right.
On that note,
full steam and full stream ahead. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. See you next Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey, Monster Andy. Oh, I know. One day. We're getting there. Soon
enough.
All right. Have a good night. See you next week.
See you guys next Monday, 8 p.m. PST. Bye.